While one home boasts a price tag of $500,000, another demands $1 million. So what makes one home worth twice as much as the other? Join me today as we compare two Boise homes side by side to uncover the truth. In order to illustrate the difference between buying a home for $500,000 and buying a home for $1 million in the Treasure Valley, I wanted to compare apples to apples. So I chose two new construction homes, both around 2,500 square feet. The one thing I wasn't able to do was get them in the same city. Why? Because the zip code can play a part in why one home is valued more than the other. So what should you watch for as we tour these two homes? Well, location will be a part of it, yes, but the home itself, as in its finishes, its architecture, would obviously play a larger part. And of course, the amenities that you find in the neighborhood. But honestly, that's not always the case. And just as a heads up, neither of these two homes I'm showcasing have community pools. So again, I guess we're keeping it apples to apples. Now, school district is another reason why one home may garner more value than the other. Although from an appraisal standpoint, that won't be reflected, but the area itself is going to have an impact. So this first home that we're touring is just over 2,500 square feet, 2,530 to be exact. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath on a fairly small lot. It's a 2-car garage in the city of Star. You'll hear me talk about CBH homes a lot in my videos, and that's because they are the largest quantity builder here in the Valley. And their homes are a great value, but they aren't the only builder at this price point. But the thing is with CBH is regardless of what part of town you're looking in, you'll be able to find a standing inventory, which makes it super easy for me to showcase their homes, whether it's to you, my viewers, or to home buyers who are here in town actually on the hunt. And depending on what they're searching for, CBH is a good starting point or baseline. We showcase these homes, whether they're $500,000 or less, or maybe a little bit more, and then we can take that price point and move around the valley and look at other builds or even resale homes that might be 15 or 20 years old. It also helps to narrow in on what is important to a buyer with flexibility, but staying within a certain price point. For instance, this builder will have a similar home to this one that we're currently touring in the city of Middleton for the same price, same floor plan. It just might be that because it's in the city of Middleton, a little farther out, you'd get a 3-car garage rather than just a 2-car garage. But again, you're getting 2,500 square feet, a home in a good community for under $500,000. For this particular neighborhood, your HOA dues are going to be around $700 per year. But for the neighborhood I was mentioning where you could get the same home in Middleton, it'll only be $350 per year. So what do you get if there really aren't community amenities? Well, you'll get some open space, common space, and sidewalks and grassy areas. So Star, and for that matter, even Middleton next door, are definitely sleepers when it comes to real estate, like these hidden gems where as people were looking at Boise or Eagle or even Meridian and were getting priced out, there they were pushing out into the more rural areas, so Star, Middleton. With CBH, if you go so far out as Caldwell or Nampa, and I say far out, it doesn't mean you're any farther from infrastructure, just a little bit farther out from, say, downtown Boise, and that's sort of a benchmark of measuring where areas are. So you go to these cities on the outskirts, and for less than $500,000 with CBH, you're probably pushing 3,000 square feet. One thing to note in these neighborhoods, these CBH neighborhoods, is that you may be moving into this floor plan, which happens to be a Columbia, and there may be a dozen other Columbia floor plans in your community, just with different exterior elevations. So it definitely has that tract home feel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Toffel, Global Real Estate Advisor with Group 1 Sotheby's International Realty. I specialize in helping you relocate to the Boise, Idaho area or any of its surrounding cities. If you need help with any of your real estate needs, reach out. My information is on the screen. And please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video. And if you're watching on your television screen, scan the QR code to contact me directly. So let's take a deeper dive into this home that is going to run you just under $500,000, $489,000 for 2,500 square feet. So things to look at. flooring. It's going to be vinyl. We're not getting any type of wood flooring. But in this particular CBH home, you've got hard surfaces, like you've got quartz on the countertops, you've got a tile backsplash, a gas range, which is pretty cool because a lot of CBH homes are standard with electric. So there are some upgrades in this particular home because of its location, it being in Star. So Star may demand something other than Formica countertops. Then if you go over this way, you do have a half bath on this level, but because it's a half bath, this is really going to be an office space over here. I wouldn't consider this a bedroom. It doesn't have a closet anyway. And then let's take a look right here at the garage, because this is going to be an actual 2-car garage. A lot of times you might get a little extra space, a little bit of storage space, but in this particular home, you are going to be sort of confined to these 2 spaces. CBH typically comes unfinished garage walls, so they're not painted. Okay, let's take a look upstairs. So you'll find a pretty decent carpet in CBH homes or in homes of this level, depending on the builder. So you'll get a fairly decent pad underneath. In this particular floor plan, you've got space, so if you didn't want to use the bedroom downstairs as maybe a study room for kids or whatever, you've got another dedicated area here, playroom. A couple things to note. Let's check out this half bath first. In a CBH home, here you go. Here's your Formica countertop and your insert for your tub shower in the secondary bath. Bedrooms are gonna be fairly standard size with regards to the secondary bedrooms. You've got your washer and dryer that will go upstairs. What's really cool though is that the master bedroom, for the most part in CBH floor plans, is a fairly good size. At least I think this is a big master bedroom for any home. Then once you head over to the master bath, again, you've got your Formica countertops and your shower insert. So definitely something that's going to set it apart as a more budget-friendly option than when we go and check out the next home. And the last thing to comment on would be the size of the master closet. So it's pretty good for a home at this price point. Oh, another thing to note, CBH. So your price point may be $489,000. They typically are always running some sort of incentive depending on how much your purchase price is. So you could get up to $15,000, $25,000, $35,000 to use for window coverings, to use for a washer dryer, to use for a fridge. Depending on the season, you could also ask for them to install a fence or landscaping, which is super important, but those are items that will not come standard without requesting them. So because I mentioned backyard landscaping and fencing, I just wanted to bring you guys outside so you could see. In a situation like this, obviously you've got a home that's completed over here, so you won't need to worry about that fencing, but you're going to ultimately need to have fencing installed in the back and along the side here to finish the yard up. And then of course you would ask for landscaping as well, but they usually don't run the landscaping fencing incentives if you purchase during winter. So just be mindful of that when you are out shopping for homes. A large part of the price disparity between the home I just showed you and the home we're going to tour now has to do with location. Where we were in Star before, and now we've come into the city of Eagle. And honestly, we're maybe a mile and a half away from where we just were, but that just goes to show you the difference in city values. The interesting thing about this home that we're going to tour now is that it sits on the west side of Eagle versus the one I just showed you, the CBH home that I just showed you, so they actually share the same middle school. This Eagle home would attend Eagle Hills Elementary, but then it would go to Star Middle School before going back to Eagle High School. Whereas the last home that we were at, they would attend Star Elementary, Star Middle School, and then Oahe High School, which is actually in the city of Meridian. Lot size is going to play a part in the price disparity too, where the last home that I showed you in Star was on 0.15 of an acre, so not even 1/5 of an acre. This home that we're now touring is on over 1/3 of an acre. You have more space in your backyard to build a pool if you want, or put in a play set, or even just have a grassy area to play. It's interesting though, because this configuration for this $1 million home has 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. So you're losing one of those bedrooms from the $500,000 house, moving up to the $1 million price point. But then you gain a dedicated office space, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then you have all the professional appliances like the Thermador Sub-Zero level appliance package. And at this $1 million price point, you're gonna find cool features like standalone soaker tubs or tile showers and tubs rather than the drop-in surrounds. And at the $1 million price point, you're also gonna have full landscaping and fencing. So that's a big thing. You don't have to worry about adding that in later. Now for this particular neighborhood, you're looking at a $1,200 per year HOA, but that's going to cover the cost to maintain the common areas, which are pretty nice. They don't have a community pool, but they do have the playground and the open green fields. So here, let's check out this 2,500 square foot home that is at a $1 million price point. So as I was saying, or as we noticed in the last home, they had a office space on the first floor, and it was next to a half bath, so it couldn't be considered a bedroom. And the same goes for this home where you have a dedicated office space. Of course, it's decked out with such features like wainscoting. It has a beautiful view out front of the common space that is part of the community amenities here in this neighborhood. And then if you follow me down into the main part of the house, you're gonna see that we've got vaulted ceilings, we've got the addition of the fireplace, which is tiled all the way up. Then coming over, you've got beautiful quartz countertops throughout. So you've got your Sub-Zero package. That means this will be a Wolf range, again, gas range. You've got your double ovens, and then a pretty sizable pantry with an appliance shelf. Looking out the other side of the house is where you'll find the 2 other bedrooms. So you definitely have a split floor plan. You've got your laundry room, and here, let's take a moment to actually talk about the laundry room while we're over here. So in here, again, you've got these quartz countertops and space to fold and such. Washer and dryer, the one thing this particular floor plan is missing would be a sink if I was going to be really nitpicky at this price point, but otherwise a super nice laundry room. Bedrooms are gonna be generous size, fairly standard for $1 million homes. With the secondary bathrooms, you won't find inserts. You will find tile bathroom surrounds and tile floor. So come check out the master bedroom. Again, you've got tray ceilings, and just to add to the dramatic effect, beautiful view of the backyard, which is landscaped and fenced. And then as you come into the master bath, you've got tile flooring. Again, you've got quartz countertops, a standalone tub, and a tiled shower. So no drop-in vinyl tubs or inserts in $1 million homes. And then if you come through, you can see the finish work in the master closet as well. So in most of these upper end well, in all upper end homes, but it usually starts in a, $700,000 price point. You're gonna find mud rooms, what we consider mud rooms. So sort of like this space where you can put your shoes, you can put your jackets and stuff. So it's a very seasonal feature of any homes at upper price points. And then as we head out here to the garage, we'll take a look out here. So a couple more things that you will notice once you get to this higher price point about garage spaces is that here we're in a 2-car garage space, just like we were in the last house, but it'll be just a little bit wider. And then you're also going to have a little bit of back storage space. The homes are usually pre-plumbed for central vac, which is what that is over there, as well as it will have a water softener loop already plumbed. Once you move up to this higher price point, not only will you have a 3-car garage or more, but you get an RV garage. And in Idaho, that's a big deal because we love our toys. But it doesn't just stop at the size of the garage. You also will find that your garages are fully insulated, finished, and it has epoxy flooring. And then also, this home, yes, it's a single story, but it has a bonus room upstairs. So follow me up there. And what's cool about that is that you could make this a game room space for kids, but it also has a dedicated bathroom. So in theory, if you needed this as a guest room, you could totally use it because you figure guests don't need to stay too long. So without a closet, it's still okay. So let's go check out the backyard. And again, I was mentioning that at this price point, it's going to be landscaped, it's going to be fenced, and this is a really generous size yard at 1/3 of an acre. So you have yard, still more space over to this side. You've got more space on the west side of the home as well. And then if you turn around and check out, you've got a covered patio with the beautiful vaulted ceiling as well. So you could stick your Traeger or your barbecue out here and a table and enjoy the beautiful evenings. And something that's really cool about this particular house, since we're talking about it, is that the backyard is north facing, which is ideal to use your patio space because you won't get the morning sun blazing down on it and you won't get the evening summer sun either. So this is a pretty ideal lot. So new construction remains a hot commodity in our Boise market. And that is whether it's a $500,000 price point or the $1 million price point, because we have buyers coming into the state that are either first-time home buyers needing that affordable price point, or those that are cashing out of their homes in Washington state or California state and moving up here looking for a larger floor plan with the RV garage that the $1 million plans or price point can't afford. Considering the similarities in size, which home would you or do you think is a better value for the money? Would you opt for the $500,000 home that gets you into the market at a super affordable price point? Or would you rather have one that's already decked out with fine appointments? Share your comments and thoughts in the comments below. For more videos about Boise, Idaho, and for real estate discussions in general, click on one of my other videos on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.